This is In the Dirt with Asodu. All right, I'm standing here at Two Rivers Ford with Carl, the EV specialist. Do you have an Instagram tag as that?
No, sir, I do not.
See, now, yeah, I just gave that to you. That's free. So, all right, Carl, so how long have you been an EV specialist here at Two Rivers Ford?
Just a little bit over a year.
All right, and so have you always been an EV specialist, or you came here and then like transitioned into that role?
It was a slow transition. As the needs grew, we needed to find something to fill up, and I like learning about things, so it just kind of happened.
Very cool. So as you've, obviously Ford, the Mach-E, the Lightning have kind of been the big things that have been brought on platform. What have you, what's been like the most exciting part of being kind of in the forefront of EVs with Ford?
Getting the first-hand experience before anybody else. So I got to go down to Florida to get the Lightning training and get to sit in it before it actually hit production with the early pre-production models, and that was really, really cool.
That would be absolutely awesome. So now on the other side, on the retail side, obviously consumer demand and like how consumers are engaging with this, what are you seeing as like the way that people are approaching EV buying and like what are their excitements or trepidations?
It's about 50-50. It entirely depends on where they are in their journey. I mean, there's a lot of people that are just very, very wary of anything new, and then there's a lot of people that are full on board with jumping into the future. Those that look into it absolutely are thrilled by it, and those that are in their ways are kind of just in their ways.
All right, so Mach-E or Lightning, which one would you go with?
Lightning.
EV or ICE, which one would you go with?
EV.
That's a good answer.
I feel like I'd be otherwise.
Right, exactly. So, and then, what do you see like in the future? What are you excited about coming down the pipe for EVs, or just for the way that retail in general is going at the dealership?
Just getting the more charging networks up is what I'm really excited about. As that grows and becomes more readily available, there's a lot less range anxiety as far as people are concerned. Technology going for charging and how quickly it can charge as well. If it can be much more of a readily accessible thing for all platforms, that'd be the best thing.
Now, all right, we got a phone call coming in. I hope that's not a customer. But how long have you been in the business and get your start in sales?
No, I've only been in the business for about 2.5, 3 years, give or take. I'm a server bartender by trade. So with COVID coming around, all the restaurants closed down, but car sales was still essential, so I need to pivot, find a new career, and I'm glad I did.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know a lot of people from server bartender. What would you think, like what would you say to other maybe server bartenders that are maybe like 1 foot in, 1 foot out of that world? Why would it be good for them to potentially consider a career in auto?
It's a little bit more stability of schedule. It's still a little bit wild of a schedule, but I'm not out till 4 in the morning cleaning up and doing side work anymore, and waking up at 8 in the morning and going in for an 11 a.m. shift. You've got much more of a set schedule, much more stability. There's a lot more of a ongoing customer base than having seasonal work depending on where you work at. There's a lot of factors that come into play, but if you can carry over your people skills and you want to give it a shot, then absolutely do.
So tell me about a cool dealership experience maybe that you remember, or customer or something like that.
So I had this, she was like 82, 84-year-old woman. Her and her husband got a Super Duty, and they were down from Indiana. They came up. They've had multiple experiences with this one dealership. They've purchased probably 3 or 4 vehicles from them, but since the pandemic and microchip shortage that went on, a lot of dealers started taking advantage of the customer base, whereas we did not, and it's been very nice for business that we didn't. So they came up, purchased the Super Duty from us, and they were so astounded by how the experience was here versus elsewhere. It was a whole flip in how they viewed things. They've actually been back up from Indiana 2 times for their service, so they've come all the way up here and made sure to come see me whenever they do, and we kind of chat, exchange stories, give hugs, and it's just a really positive experience every time they come around.
All right, so everybody has like their most favorite story from being a salesperson, and so over the last few years, give us like one thing, a story that you can remember. Maybe it's a customer story or like something at the store that's just the thing that you always are thinking about.
Does it have to be EV or can it be ICE?
It can be anything. Tell me a good story. Give me a good one.
So the Bronco, with that going on and people waiting 1, 2, and ongoing to 3 years. There was one woman that I had as a customer that was waiting for 2.5 years for her Bronco. In between, she got a Bronco Sport to be able to kind of work her way in, and once it actually came in and with the full Bronco, she was full on board. Got to walk her through how to go through the Bronco off-rodeo, process, because that's included with the price of purchase. Trade in her Bronco Sport for the Bronco, help her customize the Bronco with the parts and bits and pieces, and she hits me up about every other week with whatever new modification she does, and it's kind of exciting to see how she makes it her own.
That's really fun. The Bronco's a fun product. Well, cool. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with us, and congrats on the new career, man.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for watching this episode of In the Dirt with a Sodu. If you're new to our channel, make sure and mash that like and subscribe button. Also, check out some of these links for our other great podcasts and content.